Now, a good material for ribbing midge patterns is the anti-static bag. This is basically used when you buy, say, like a hard drive, and you'll find that the hard drive sits in a bag, and it's this bag here. But you can buy these bags on eBay. They're really cheap. That's where I got this one, and basically just cut it into thin strips for a rib. And for buzzer patterns, it works a treat. I mean, you can tie it, like I'm going to be tying a cruncher. This is a cruncher here with the anti-static rib. I mean, you can tie dial backs. Obviously, the most we use the buzzers. It's a great body, and the covenant. These are all good patterns for locks. Great, the competition boys like these. They work extremely well. Now, I'm going to tie the cruncher version. It's a great pattern. It's not exactly I would say a buzzer, but it does give the impression of a midge, and it works really well. Now, hook I'm using, this is a fully mill hook. It's a competition heavyweight in black nickel, so it's a good one. 10s and 12s are two main sizes I would tie, though I'm quite happy to tie a 14 as well. But I'm not sure if you can get that hook in a 14, so you'd probably have to go to the other one, the bronze version. Now, thread I'm going to be using is the Uni 80 in black. I'm just going to start at the eye. Remove it, come down about half a dozen turns or so, and I'm going to tie in the tail on the way down. I'm just using this Chinese, it's quite hard to see, is a black. You use one of the larger feathers for the tail, the top, and one of the smaller ones for the hackle. You can use a hen neck, so you can use whatever you have. What I do is just bring the fibres 90 degrees from the stem, tips of the fibres will line up, take away what you need for the tail. Tail length, don't want it too long, just about there, just set it on the top. So I'm going to tie this on the way down, keeping the fibres on the top as you wind down. Now you can stop at the barb, you can stop at the point, depending on the style that you like tying, or the type of style you want. Now I'm going to stop just before the barb, so there we are there. Then I'm going to remove the waist. There's the tail, so I'm just going to moisten it just to see the length, it's easier. That's fine. For the back and the rib, obviously the rib of the fly is going to be the anti-static bag. Now, I cut these using a Stanley blade. So just catch this on the side, the full length of the body. The back is a red holographic. You can use a medium or a small. In this case, this is a medium. Catch this on the top. 2 or 3 turns. Just work your way up. Just making sure these are tied in, sitting in the right area. Just going to line these up a wee bit. For the body, I'm going to use dyed black pheasant tail. Just bring it again, a good half dozen or more fibres out from the stem, 90 degrees, tips will line up, tear it away. Just come in with a turn, just pull them into the points, or the tips of the fibre, and tighten up, and we'll work our way up. Now we've got a thorax, a peacock herl, dyed black, so give yourself about a third of the body or so. So pheasant tail fibre is the weakest, so I'm going to wind this the opposite way. I wind my thread and my rib. So I wind this up. Now what will happen is if you do that, the first thing I'm going to show you, tie it in, you cross it, and then you do a turn onto the hook, cross it, do a turn on the hook. The reason they're doing that is to stop it unravelling, because you're obviously winding the opposite way. As I say, the reason for doing this is when you bring your rib up, it catches in the fibres and holds them, and it's much stronger than the pheasant tail, so it'll make it last. So you bring your back over, this is the holographic tinsel, 2 or 3 turns, secure it. Away. I'm just going to show you that. Then you bring your rib up, you turn at the back, and you just work your way up, leaving a space. You get 4 or 5 turns, 2 or 3 turns to hold, and then we can take it away. Just going to wax my thread here, make sure I've got plenty of grip. Now that last turn I can down further, but I can bring the thread up onto it and give myself the area I want for my thorax. Now you can use natural or dyed black Peacock Herl, and I'm using the dyed black. Two lengths here. Tie it in by the tips, but I'm going to line them up. So it's quite simple to catch them all in. Come down, just build up your thorax using the Peacock Herl. Catch it in, but to protect it you run up with the thread, come back down, sort of wide turns. You can break that off. That there will obviously protect it. It doesn't do anything to the herl, it just makes it obviously much stronger. As long as you don't do too many turns. So as I say, you can use a hen hackle, but these are Chinese. They're nice and soft. Chinese hackles. If you can get them anyway, they're getting a wee bit harder sometimes to get a decent. Okay, but if you use a hen neck, it's fine. So as you see, what in a Chinese cock, the fibres, especially the bottom, are quite soft and they get sharper as they go up. They're good for dries. We've used them for years. They're obviously good for wets. They're good for basically because of this fine fibre. It's an in between. I would say hackle. It's a henny cock. It's the right word to put. So catch this in with 3 or 4 turns. With the stem. Just going to use my hackle pliers so you can see. Now you don't want too many turns. So there's one. Into my second turn. That's enough. Catch it in. With 2 or 3 turns. You can then take the hackle pliers away, fold back the stem, fold back the hackle anyway. Just form a nice base of thread down for your head. We can then break that off. Just roll this back. You quick look, see how things are sitting. That's fine. Now I've got these are the remains of some jungle cock that I've dyed Sunburst. Now we're ready for the jungle cock eyes. So I've got 2 here. What I've done, I'm just going to show you, hold the eye, and all I've done is stroke back the fibres. Now these are dyed Sunburst, so you could use natural. You could use, instead of using this, you just use some, which I've done with some of these flies. I've used just the dyed Goose Biot. I'm just using these small eyes up. So just catch them on the sides, 2 or 3 turns, just to secure them, just position them in. See that one's sitting a wee bit high, so what I'm going to do, these give the impressions of Wingbuds. So that's not the best one, that eye, but it's okay, it's got a nice colour. When we're happy, I just tighten up, and I can fold these back. So then I come over the top, nice and tight, form a decent head with the thread. Keeping the thread tight, we can actually finish. Forget the waist of the jungle cock just now. And then basically can break these off. There we are. Trim away with thread. Just stroke this back a wee bit. See how it's in. That looks fine. That's fine. So what we're going to do, a couple of coats of varnish. So this is just a clear varnish. I'm just going to apply it. Rotate the vise as I go. You can use a needle to put it on, or you can, in this case, I'm using a brush. Now see, it'll take a couple of coats to get a nice decent head on it, but that's fine. So see, you can tie other flies, the dowelbacks. There's a dowelback using there. Dowelback's it's a good style again, it just reduces it. Or you can basically, there's buzzers, or you can do the same body. Obviously there's no pheasant tail on this one, though the pheasant tail works well on it too. This is just a completely varnished one. So good pattern, good style. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that and give them a go. And that's, as I say, your anti-static cruncher.